Hey guys, off the My Sports Network here. It was kind of like a throwaway topic because like it was kind of like a slow media cycle. But Cam Newton a couple weeks ago basically said he would rather have an MVP than a Super Bowl trophy, and I ripped it to shreds. And they said he was a me guy. Cam Newton has found a way to stick his foot in his mouth even more because, and this topic's a little bit personal to me because, one of the people kind of affected by this is a colleague of mine and a friend of mine in Ben Hartsock, who played in the NFL for a long time. If you've ever gotten to know Ben in this business, Ben is an awesome dude. I love Ben to death. I love Benny. He's entertaining. He's great, and he was a great teammate in the NFL. Won a national championship at Ohio State. So Ben played for the Carolina Panthers. So basically, Cam Newton, if you remember, was the number one overall pick in 2011. So I guess he went on Travis Hunter's podcast. And basically, there was questions about if there's pressure being a top pick in the NFL draft. And, basically, Cam Newton more or less called his teammates losers. Mind you, Steve Smith Sr., I-Sub's son, was his teammate. If you know who Steve Smith was, and if you watch back in the day, that guy was a dog. That guy was a small wide receiver, but that guy did not give a fuck. So calling that guy a loser, that is something. Okay, Cam, you got to one Super Bowl. You went 15-1 in one season, and what did that get you? He got you to the Super Bowl. You got stripped of the football twice. One of them was for a touchdown. And when the game was on the line, when you were down 6 points with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of Super Bowl 50, almost a decade ago, by the way, you chose to dive away from the ball and protect your own well-being. That tells me where your personal loyalties are lying. If anybody's a loser in this situation, it's Cam Newton, okay? I had respect for Cam Newton and all he accomplished because here's the interesting thing. Cam Newton won a championship in college. He won a championship in college at Auburn. And for whatever reason, this guy just thinks he's all about himself. And it's just like, when you say bullshit like, hey, I would rather have an MVP trophy than winning a Super Bowl. It's like, dude, nobody's going to give a shit about you in like 10 years from now. You had great stats. You're one of the greatest running quarterbacks of all time. You threw for a decent amount of yards in your rookie season. You set a bunch of records. Nobody's going to give a shit about you because you didn't win a title. Jalen Hurts may not be as good of a quarterback as you, but Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl, and he's got a Super Bowl MVP. So calling your teammates losers when you just come in, let alone when you've got Thomas Davis was your teammate. Luke Kuechly was your teammate. Luke Kuechly should have gotten into the Hall of Fame. One of the best linebackers I've ever seen in my life. Steve Smith was awesome. Jonathan Stewart. Like, there was good players. What about your head coach, Ron Rivera? A legend. Is he a loser? What is going on here? Like, Cam, first of all, worry how to dress yourself because your hats are ridiculous and your outfits are dumb. It seems like you're just all about yourself, and this pity tour is just about you getting attention for yourself. And then the reason why this hits home for me is Ben Hartsock, my friend, a guy who I've worked with for the last 6 years at my job. I've gotten to know him. One of the nicest guys in the world. Was a blocking tight end in the league. But Ben ain't a loser. Come on. What are we doing here? And then, like I said, I listed a lot of the players who he would probably humbly say are much more qualified to have more respect. But when I heard about this story, I thought it was a joke. Because I was like, what? Dude, you've been out of the league for a long time. You flamed out of the league. You couldn't even work with the Patriots as the follow-up for Tom Brady. They missed the playoffs with you, so congratulations there. Like, this is so dumb, man. So dumb. Like, what is this? And yet ESPN wants to employ him so that, he could, make his weird fashion statement and say these ridiculous hot takes. Like, this was one of the most nonsensical stories that I could remember. And like, this has been a regular thing with Cam for a while, ever since he started opening his mouth. And it's just like, he disrespected Notre Dame on the way to the college football playoff when he was offering his analysis there, saying nobody wanted to watch him. Notre Dame went all the way to the national championship. But this was ridiculous because we're talking about a team that went to the Super Bowl a decade ago and probably could have won it. He chose not to dive on the ball. But yet his team, when he came into the league, they were a bunch of losers. What are we doing? Seriously. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.